Hi, Shannon here, and welcome to another video. Let's jump right into it. Today we're going to be talking about two important boards that I have, one on each side of me. One is a board devoted to my quarterly goals. So, like most businesses, they break the full year into quarters. First quarter, quarter one, Q1, being January through March. And then so on and so forth for a total of 4 quarters. So I've created a board, divided it into 4 sections, and then placed major goals that I want to achieve during that time period in each of the sections. I'm going to show you that in just a minute here. And then the other board is what I call my tasks board. It's just a breakdown of all the different small things that I need to do in 3 major goal areas in order to achieve the goals that I have for each quarter. And I want to share with you that you don't have to have any fancy things in order to do this. You could do this with just regular old printer paper, notebook paper. You could use file folders to do this. You could use a frame from a thrift store. You could even just section off a square on a wall with washi tape. Just make sure you use Post-it super sticky Post-its, otherwise they're going to fall right off the wall. But I'm just going to show you what I do because part of chasing after my dream means being realistic about what it's going to take to get there, as well as timing it out. So having the thinking telescope, where do I want to go? And then breaking it down microscopically. How am I actually going to do it? I think the Pope once said, pray for the hungry, then feed the hungry. That's how prayer works. Now, I'm not Catholic, but I think that's just really good, sound advice. You can hope, you can wish, you can dream, but we actually have to do the work in order to make it happen. And so, without further ado, I'm going to switch the camera over. I'm going to show you and show you what these boards look like, how I made them, and talk a little bit about how they help me get the stuff down. So let's get into it. So this is my quarterly Kanban board, and this is just I believe it's a Ubrands magnetic dry erase whiteboard. And I've seen all sorts of other things used for Kanban boards, from poster frames to regular old picture frames. I used to use a picture frame that I found at the thrift store, and then I just put a really pretty piece of fabric beneath the glass and used that for my Kanban board. But when I transformed and redid and redecorated my office a couple weeks back, I wanted my walls to be clean and white and bright and frankly not as colorful. So I just went with this white dry erase board. I think I paid 15-16 bucks for it, which to me isn't too bad. And I began the process with using very thin washi tape, which you can use. It did work, but it kept breaking on me. So I actually ordered, I believe this is charting tape. It's kind of plasticky, and it allowed me to bend and shape it a lot more easily without breaking. And I went with a very nondescript gray color because I wanted to see the divisions in my quarters, but I wanted it to not be too bright and in my face. And then I made these little magnets, and I just printed them out, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 on my computer, and then laminated them. And then I just found, truth be told, I found some sheet magnets at a local thrift store, but you could use any kind of magnet. In fact, you don't even need magnets at all. You could literally just use double stick tape or some scotch tape and just put them up on the board. But again, what I did is divided it into 4 quarters, one for each quarter. And then I labeled each quarter so that at a glance, again, I made these little magnets. I made the label with my label maker and then just peeled and sticked it onto the little magnet sheets that I found at the thrift store, which was awesome. I found 8.5 by 11 sheets of magnets, a stack of probably about 20 of them for $2.99. So couldn't beat that with a stick. And then I proceeded to lay out my major quarterly goals moving forward in 2024. Sadly, we are out of Q1, so there's nothing here. That doesn't mean that I keep reminding myself, it doesn't mean that I didn't do things or didn't accomplish things. But I'm really trying to turn a new leaf starting in Q2. Specifically, it's May right now, so we're already halfway through Q2, but that is not going to deter or discourage me. So I have 4 main goals. I'm going to finalize my book layout design for my book series. I'm going to finalize the book cover design. I'm going to rebrand my Etsy shop because I've decided I'm going to try and go back to my educator roots. Used to be a classroom teacher. I still am. I am still certified. Even though I'm not working in the classroom, I'm actually still writing curriculum. And I want to get back to that. And so I'm going to rebrand my Etsy shop, and I think it will help me build my platform in terms of selling my fiction books for middle grade fiction. And then I have made the decision that I'm going to invest financially in my Etsy business. I have decided to try the Etsy Plus program. It's $10 a month, and I'm going to see if that helps me boost my sales at all. For Q2, July to September, I have only 2 major goals. I hope to release book 1 and book 2 in my series. And the name of my series, drum roll please, is Tether and Token. And I'm not going to share what the book is about quite yet because I'm not quite there. But the first book in the series is called Meg and the Tiny Token. So I'm excited because I'm 3/4 of the way through writing that book. And I'm hoping to release the first book the beginning of July. And here's some accountability. Finally, Q4, October through December, I'm hoping to release book 3. And my ultimate YouTube goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. That, of course, is the magic number that you need in terms of subscribers, not watch hours. You need more watch hours than that. But you need at least 1,000 subscribers to monetize. So that's what I'm really working and striving for. And then just to share a little bit about the other stuff that you might see on this board, I just like to cutesy it up a little bit. I love this Pooh Bear. It is probably about 20 years old. Just makes me happy dangling there. And then this is a little I love you magnet from my special needs son, who is nearly 18. He made this for me at school. I asked him why. He said, because he loved me, which is really sweet. And so I keep that up here. And then what you can't see on screen, I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit. See that I love you, Mom, at the very top of the screen? My 19-year-old son actually wrote that on this board so long ago. I've actually had this board for a number of years. I just repurposed it. But I walked into my office one day and I noticed that he had snuck in here and written that, I love you, Mom. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm never erasing that. So I covered that little note with a bit of Scotch tape so that I never accidentally erase it. That ain't going nowhere. So that is a quick look at my quarterly board. I don't know if you can technically call this a Kanban board. This is my quarterly goals board. So this is my bird's eye view big goals for each quarter of 2024. Now I'm going to switch the view and I'm going to show you what my actual Kanban board does look like. So here is my actual Kanban board, or task board is another word I use to describe it. And first off, apologies, this is my faux window that I made to bring some more light to my office. Again, I work in a closet, so I desperately wanted a window, essentially for more light, which is ironic because we live in the Pacific Northwest and you don't get much. But anyway, so I made a faux light here, a faux window that you're seeing. So sorry about the brightness there. But this is my Kanban board or task list. On one side of my computer, over on that wall, is the quarter goals board that you just saw a moment ago. And this is how I'm actually going to achieve those goals. Now, I think this is called a Kanban board. I probably don't follow the rules exactly. So whatever, I'm going to refer to it as a Kanban board. I'm going to refer to it as a task board or task list. But essentially, these are all the things that I need to do to accomplish all of the goals that are on my quarterly quarterly board. So here at the top, you'll notice that I've divided it into 3 columns: YouTube, Etsy, and books. Those are the 3 main areas that I am really focusing on in all of 2024. Moving forward, specifically though, these tasks relate to Q2, and we're actually right now in the middle of May, so I only have about a month and a half to reach these goals. But even if I don't reach them, they can stay up here and I can work on them in Q3. Just word to the wise, I don't know about you, but for me, if I have any more than 3 goals that I'm juggling at any one time, I just can't do it. It's unrealistic. I also work, so I have work hours. I'm also still managing a household. I have one son who's 19 in school full-time at the University of Washington. And he's pretty independent, but my other son, who turns 18 here in 2 months, he is developmentally delayed. So he still needs a lot of support. So that is a goal and a job in and of itself. So again, any more than 3, and it's just not going to happen. So I would rather be realistic and give myself a shot at success. So up at the top in this section, these are the tasks that are kind of on the icebox. These are the tasks that are up and coming and I need to work on, but I'm not quite there yet. In the middle section, these are the tasks that I'm actively working on. And at the bottom, these are the tasks that I've already completed. And then down here, these are just stickers that I bought off Etsy that I loved. And then I put sheet magnet on the back of the stickers so that I could keep them forever. I don't know about you, but if I get stickers that I love, I sometimes have trepidation about putting them somewhere because, oh no, then I won't be able to use it for another thing. And so I thought, aha, this would be a good use. I'll never ruin the stickers because I can always use them as magnets. So anyway, getting back to the task board here. So some of the tasks are very simple. Right here, book chapters for book number 1. So I've already completed chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm in the middle of writing chapters 5 and 6. And then every time I complete a chapter or I'm working on it, I can move it to a different section of the board. And then some other tasks that I have is to complete the chapter page art. I'm going to have some artwork at the beginning of each chapter, as well as working on the cover design for book 2. And outlining book 2 in my series. For my Etsy, my quarterly goal is to rebrand my Etsy shop. So some of the things I need to do in order to achieve that is rebrand my shop cover and my receipt art. And I want to recategorize all of the listings that I currently have there and then rewrite a bio. And then all of my YouTube goals, essentially, I'm already filming, editing, and publishing a video at least once a week. But I'm really striving hard to get my subscribers and my watch hours up. And so while these goals might actually spill into Q3 and Q4, I still want them up here because, one, it's an encouragement to me to continue filming, continue sharing, continue uploading. But it's also fun. Every time I, reach another milestone in terms of subscribers, I get to move the Post-it notes down. And just a little word of advice, learn from my mistakes. I tried to cheap out on Post-it notes and they just fall off and it's frustrating. So I only purchase the super sticky Post-it brand Post-its. And I could get all fancy and do different colors, and who knows, I might try that in Q2. I don't know. But right now, again, done is better than perfect. And so I just used my regular old ballpoint pen and my super sticky yellow Post-it notes. And it works for me. And yesterday I finished chapter 4 and it was so exciting to be able to move that. And so this is literally to the right of my monitor, as you can see right here. And so it's always in view. It's always reminding me, what do I need to do? And I'm going to turn this camera around. I hope this doesn't make you dizzy. And I'm going to chat with you just a little bit about that. Ooh, hello. I'm really close. I think I've been really open and honest here for quite some time about mental health. And I personally am struggling. I continue to struggle. Sometimes it's lack of patience or the special needs of my son. It just takes a lot. It takes a toll. Sometimes it's my psoriatic arthritis. I might wake up and my hands aren't quite the way I want them to work. They hurt. Other times it's hormones. I am a biological being and I am in the throes of menopause. Yay, lucky me. And that can do things to your mood. And so what I'm really trying hard to do is to act better than I feel and act on what I know, which is all of those tasks I need to get done over here in order to achieve the goals that I have over there. And so keeping them on the wall next to me, next to where I work, one on each side, reminds me that, hey, yeah, you're going through stuff right now. You might feel kind of crappy. It might be a bad day. But I have to keep chasing after those dreams so that my future self can thank my past self. And I often find too that the harder I work and the more I get into something, stress snowballs and bad things snowballs, but so does productivity, so does positivity, so does just getting stuff done. And that's often enough to make me feel better. And so I'm going to leave this video here, and I hope that getting a peek at my quarterly goals board and my task list board helps to inspire you to maybe take on a goal, chase after a dream, and break it down into smaller tasks so that you can actually achieve it. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.